we wanted to let you know a few things. One, August was born in San Francisco, California. We were so excited for his birth, but he sustained a birth injury in which he had a lack of oxygen, which resulted in a brain injury, which he never recovered from. His name, August, comes from Chris's father, Arvel, a native of the Ozarks of Arkansas. To honor his memory with a name that began with A, we chose the name August, which means majestic, noble birth. His middle name is David, which was my father's middle name, and my father, Fred, came from Omaha, Nebraska. David was the second king of Israel and slew Goliath. Both of our fathers made their way to California, Fred to the south and Arvel to the north, and it is in San Francisco where we met in 1991. The next thing we want to tell you is August passed away in our arms. He was not in pain. He was beautiful. He was calm. He was peaceful. We have so many people to thank who have helped and support August and all of us during his life.
So we want to thank his current and very dear caregivers, Katrina Johnson and Amber Bottell, Jordan Lee. And he had many caregivers over the last few years. I'm going to name them as Tara Montavani Stam, Jenna Lee, Catherine Griffo, Ashley Corrick, Amanda Vincent Grubbs, Jamie Berube Kornman, Jenna Strongen, Stevie Coburn Thomas, Rory Nicolaides, Christina Nicolaides, Sarah Cortez, and Meredith Frutinick. Claudette Antoine was his nurse, and his pediatrician, who was really crucial for us navigating the system and trying to figure out how to work with August, was Dr. Stephen Lazoff, and his assistant, Pat Kratz, at the Developmental Learning Center, to which I've asked you to make a donation if you can. And she will be speaking, Amy Buggle. And there's also Mina, his nurse, and one of his teachers there, Ashley. Eric Conger, who is a really fine caregiver, and so is Nancy Frias. There's Carol, his OT, and Mark Pyatt was his PT-OT in the past. At Mount Hermon Exceptional Student Center, there's Principal Mark Cashin, wonderful man, he's going to speak to you. There was Miss Beverly at the front desk. There were the nurses Kelly and Natalie, and his many teachers, Lisa Weeks, Matt Take, Jennifer Walsh, Diane Silk was one of his therapists. And there's Kim Harris. I should have put Diane down. Kim Rickey, Bobby Cherry, who passed away just a couple of days ago. And Kathleen, his OT, and Carlos Pereira, and his many doctors, Dr. Hopkins, Dr. Patel, Eric Lovelace, Donald George, Nicholas Poulos, Louise Spear, Christine Thorogood, and his nurse practitioner, Elsie Kerrigan, and then Dr. Cliff David, and his dentist, can't leave him out, Michael Switkus, other therapists, Eileen Davis, and Lisa Federico, who helped him ride a horse. And the very special support of our friend in Seattle, Dave Strauss.
And so many friends and so many neighbors, including so many of the people here who've made this day possible. Finally, we want to say to you, Cleo, how much we love you, and we are so proud of you. And you are the best little sister any big brother could ever dream of. And remember, as you go through your life, August is always with you, with every race you run, with every giggle with your friends, with every grand jeté across the stage. August is with you. And I'd like to end with the words of Winnie the Pooh. If ever there is tomorrow when we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you. We love you so much.
Thank you for coming.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to do this, even though it's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, because I'm a mush bag. Been through this too many times to mention, but it never gets any easier. At DLC, oftentimes I feel like the children that come and their families are my family too, and I feel honored that you've invited me like I was your family. The wonderful thing is, look at this family. August created this family. Many times we go through the day with our kids and we know they're heroes. Not everybody looking on the outside in can see that they're heroes like we do. But Cleo kind of said it, that in spite of everything he was going through, he always found joy in every day and in every person. In the world's eyes, maybe he did not become successful. He didn't learn a lot of ABCs and math and all the things that the world looks on as big accomplishments, but we know that he accomplished the most important thing that we're all striving for, and that's to love. And he received love. He created love. He created compassion among people. He brought so many people to prayer. So many people think differently about the world because of August. So he's our hero. He was an inspiration, as Cleo said, and if you cannot be inspired by the smile on his face, with everything his little body was going through and how hard he had to fight every day to do all the little things we take for granted, then you just can't be inspired. I was his first teacher, at least in Florida. I was his early intervention teacher, and oftentimes we feel that we are teaching our children, and so many times we realize that they are really teaching us so much more. So learn the lesson that August came here to teach us. Be inspired. Do something compassionate every day. Love those around you, those you know, those you don't know, which we did today. And just keep holding on to the life that we have to live, because now we all need to be living it stronger for August. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Cashin, and I am a principal. Now, usually when I say that to people, they say, oh. And then they say, where are you principal? And I say, Mount Hermon Exceptional Student Center. And they say, oh. What is that? Is that a school? Yes, it is a school. Is that in Duval County? Yes, it is in Duval County. And then I share with them that it's a school for kids with significant disabilities. And they say, then what's the reaction, do you think? Oh, you really must be special. And, you know, I've gotten to the point where I just say, thank you. What they don't know, and this is my colleagues too, my fellow principals, what they don't know is how lucky and blessed I am to be the principal of Mount Hermon Exceptional Student Center. I kind of keep that my little secret on purpose. Because if they only knew what I had the privilege of doing every day, they'd want my job over and over again. I have the privilege of working with August and with his family and with Brandon and with his family, Matthew, Ronnie. It's something that you just cannot put words to. I was talking to a colleague on Tuesday afternoon after we at school learned of August's death, and we were wrapping our heads around it. You were sharing with somebody that afternoon about one of my students who passed away, and he said, oh wow, that really must be tough. You really must have to detach yourself from your kids. And you know, in the nanoseconds it took me to respond to him, I thought to myself, detach? No, that's not what we do. And I realized that no, we don't detach from our families, we attach to them. That's the only way we can survive. It's the only way our kids can learn. It's the only way August can teach us what we need to learn. And he did that. He did that in spades. So today's not about the loss of August. It is about what we gained by attaching ourselves to August and to his family. This is a better world because August was in it. He allowed us to grow abundantly because we did not stay detached. Our vision at Mount Hermon is to learn to live life and to live it abundantly. August helped us do that. We became stronger because of August. He taught us how to stand up for him, to advocate for him. He taught us what was important. We became more patient because of August. We became more patient with ourselves because, when we see a kid like August struggling to do the simplest of things, then we can allow some patience for ourselves when we struggle with what we do with. And we became more patient with others. If August can do it, so can I, and so can you. So let's do it again. We became more tolerant. We became more tolerant of other points of views. You cannot be a teacher at Mount Hermon and they are sprinkled throughout this crowd. You cannot do that without being tolerant of another point of view, because if our kids don't get it one way, we have to figure out another way. We became more thankful. More thankful for the real gifts in our lives. Not for what we've acquired, not for what we have, but for the real gifts. The gift of August, the gift of Matthew, the real gifts. We become more observant for the successes and the celebrations so that we can recognize our real gifts. And we become more focused. We focused on what's truly important and we focus on getting there. We became better people because of August. And now, we must stay focused. We must persevere on the future, stay attached to those around us, stay focused on the things that truly make life worthwhile, so that we can learn to live our lives abundantly without August in them, but never without the lessons that we learned from him. We must continue to work to change the world around us, just like August changed us. Thank you.